As you go down, you'll see everything is still remain the same. But there's a few add-on to the function over here, right? The first I want to share is the filter configuration. So the filter configuration come from the pinpoint in which we figure that majority of you guys who already have a project or already have a workflow when it comes to keyword research, you tend to have your own sort of setting when it comes to filter, right? For example, some of you, when you do a product-based keyword, you will have a bunch of keyword in which you tend to have to exclude each time you do your keyword research. For example, for indoor plants, I tend to exclude near me because uh, I'm not trying to do local SEO, right? I try to, let's say I have an e-commerce site and I'm trying to sell indoor plants through my e-commerce site, and I want to exclude this keyword. So that's the first keyword, and then I want to exclude all the brand keyword like Amazon, you know, and then you have Walmart, stuff like that. More and more keywords you build up, you have a list. Usually, tend to be a quite long list because the amount of keyword in which we generate through I think we counted by two database, Google Keyword Planner and Google Keyword Suggest, combined together with our own technology we call it Deep Scan. Deep Scan essentially is to kind of build double layers of crawling in order to build up the database so it can return the maximum amount of keywords once you put in your seed keyword, right? So a lot of people was asking us like, how come you have so many keywords, but when you put it on Google Keyword Planner, it returns maybe like 200 to 300 keywords. So that's essentially is the reason why we do like a deep scan. So scan after layer of scan after layer of scan. So sorry. Anyway, back to back to the filter configuration. Since we have about 4,000 plus or 5,000, filtering play a huge part in narrowing down the amount of keywords that you try to target, right? So essentially, the goal of all keyword research is to find which keyword you want to target, and you can fit that into your keyword funnel. So you start by keyword funnel. I'm sure many of you are familiar with. Is you start by a opening funnel where people start to kind of looking for information, and then you drive them down into more specific niche, and then you eventually get into more specific action like brand and convert them into sales, right? So filter become a huge part of whatever plan you do. Over here I usually have an exclude plan, include plan, a minimum volume. I like keyword to be at least 50 minimum volume. Some if I run ads, I would like to have a CPC cap. So maximum, I like keyword that only have maximum of 0.5 or $1. So let's click applied. Then you start to have all these keywords start narrowing down from 4,002 to, let's say now it's 1,006. So those are the process of narrowing, and everyone have their own process of filtering your keyword, right? Some people do a lot, some people like the general taste of it, and they do less. But the thing is, the main pain point where everyone will share is each time you do keyword research, you have to put all this filter in place again, right? And so the key here is we want to be able to save this filter once and for all. And now you are able to, whatever filter you set at once, you could actually click on here, you click create new filter, let's say test, confirm, and that is, you have a filter that appear here, it's called test, right? If you change this test, say minimum 3 or 4 keyword, the moment you change it, you could save it to the current, which is save to whatever filter you have here. You click on save. And now the filter test is being updated with a new filter. You could just delete the filter test and create a new one. You can click here to set it back to default. You click back to test and the filter will appear automatically. So it's not a huge update, but I thought it's such a really essential part that a lot of people are not talking about, right? When we were doing our own, and we're like, oh man, this take quite some time to do. So we figure maybe this is something you guys would like to. Um, you can create a bunch of new different filter as you go. For example, over here you can include or maybe exclude more. Uh, Walmart, Target, something like this, and then you can actually create new filter if you would like. Test two, and that's it. You have two filter here to choose each time you go in. So essentially, maybe you have a filter that call uh, super golden keyword. So it's very tight. Or you have a filter that is essentially just say take out all the brand. So it's very much depends, and it's very much depends on your customization. Um, so it's improved. I felt it's improved your productivity by a lot. All right, so that's the first. I mean, and again, all the updates today are all about keyword explorer, right?